Hello, this is Online Study Corner, and in this lecture, we'll discuss the story written by R.K. Narayan, and the name of story for today is The Gateman's Gift. It is the part of Malgudi Days. Malgudi Days is a collection of short stories written by R.K. Narayan. In this short story collection, Malgudi Days is a fictitious town created by a writer for his short stories. Now let's begin the story of this title, The Gateman's Gift. The story Gateman's Gift is the story of a person who was an ex-gateman. His name was Govind Singh. He served once in World War I. After this war service, he came to be recommended for a gatekeeper's job at the company named Ingladia. He liked this job. He looked smart in his khaki uniform. He used to sit on a stool at the entrance of his office and he had a stick in his hand. All these things gave him proper look of a gatekeeper. And apart from his looks, he loved to work as a gatekeeper. Whenever his chief's car reaches at the entrance gate, he used to salute him in military style. At the end of the day, he awaits the managers coming down from the stairs, and on his coming, he becomes attentive again. Then the whole staff of the company, which was approximately 100 in number, goes out from the gate. Then he comes out, and the door was locked and sealed. In this way, 25 years were completed by this person named Govind in the service of the company Ingladia. Now he begged for some pension. As his visual and hearing capacity were impairing, he was now not able to listen and watch properly. So he wanted some pension and he begged for this pension from the company. He went to the manager with an application for pension. Manager looked at the papers and said in slow voice, "We are pleased with your work for us." Hence, the company decided to pay 12 rupees pension to him for lifetime. Now Govind Singh felt proud of himself. This was the second time he talked to this great man. And who is called great man? The chief of the company Ingladia is called great man in this story. And Govind has talked to this great man only twice in this story. First time he spoke to him on his first day of service, means at the time of interview, and the second time he talked to this person was the last day of his service. Govind Singh has a great liking and gratitude for his chief. One day he made a great discovery about himself after his retirement from the company. A child from his neighborhood came to him with a little doll in his hand. The child wanted to get it repaired. It was made up of clay. Govind repaired it. He started to make miniatures from the clay. Hence, he discovered his new talent of making toys and models from clay. He took clay from his backyard and purchased paint and sawdust from the shops and created a miniature of universe. The models made by Govind Singh was of a finger size. He had an eye and talent of a painter and cartoonist. He turned everything and everyone into clay model he saw during daytime. Means he could easily make clay model of everything. He kept this miniature in his cousin's secret shop and people started to buy them quickly from the shop. One day he made a toy from clay which was a street scene. This toy was showing a street scene. He took it to office and handed over to the accountant and request to the accountant. In his request, he said that, "Give this model to Sahib, please." Accountant agreed. Accountant later told him that Sahib liked your clay model. Now he made it a convention. Whenever he goes to take his pension from this office, he gifted a clay model or clay miniature to Sahib every time. This miniature include children's play and an office scene. Hence, he made it convention to gift miniatures to his chief, yani ki, means Sahib. One day, he made a miniature of office frontage with himself at the post, a car at entrance, and chief getting down. This was actually his old memory, and he made this miniature for Sahib and gifted it to him. Next week, when he was busy in his clay modeling, a postman came at his home with a registered letter. He was not willing to take it because he was afraid of it. He was afraid to see the registered letter because he used to think that registered mails are sent only by lawyers. But Singh had to take it. When his wife asked what is in this letter, he replied he doesn't know. She advised him to open it and ask someone to read it, but he was afraid of stoppage of pension. He said the letter may have information about the stoppage of pension. He thought that letter has order for the cease of pension and was horrified. He was horrified that Sahib must be angry because every time he took something in the office, people crowded around him to look at the model, and in this way he has disturbed the working of office for a whole hour. Now he used to wander everywhere with this letter and asked from everyone what it could be. People sat to open and read it, but he said, No, I cannot open this. He wanted to know what is written in it, but he did not want to open this letter. Then someone said him to take this letter to the X-ray Institute. He said, if you want to know without opening it, then you must go to X-ray Institute. Singh went to the City X-ray Institute, which was situated at Race Course Road. An assistant came and asked what he want. He said, what is in this letter? Assistant asked, shall I open this? He snatched it from the assistant At this, assistant said, you are not well. Go at your home. Now he started to think himself mad. So he started to behave like a madman. When he reached home, his hair were full of dust and body and clothes were studded with mud. He raised his foot and stamped everything down from which he was planning to make a model of his village. He saw a bulb now and thought it was like a papaya because it was same in the size of papaya, and he wanted to throw a stone at it. And he does this. He throw a stone on bulb, due to which police took him to the station. On the way, he was behaving like an insane or mad person. Suddenly he heard a voice. It was the voice of accountant. Accountant said, Singh, did you got our letter? He said, he saw a letter in his hand and snatched it. He said, Singh, why you have not read it? Then he opened and read it himself. He translated the letter line by line. It had a check for 100 rupee also. Singh pressed the letter to his eyes and cried, Sir, I am mad or not? He asked. Accountant said, you are not mad, you are okay, you are well. On next pension day, he went to office. Now again, the staff gathered around him and asked, what you have brought today for chief? He replied, nothing sir, never again. In this way, he stopped his convention of bringing gift for his chief. Hence, the story presents a dilemma, a fix, and a horror flourished in the heart of Gateman. This was all because of his excessiveness. All in all, the story describes the simplicity of a person in a vivid manner. Thanks for watching.